good, everybody? It's the Last Messiah. Hey, if y'all on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever the platform, and you might want to subscribe or follow or whatever the platform requires, because y'all know that I be bringing that heat on these biblical topics, man. But anyway, man, let's check this out, man. On this video, I want to indulge in the topic of Satan and Job in the Bible, right? Okay, let's get to it. Okay, right. What I want everybody, overall message of this video is that one, there is no Satan or evil Satan in the Hebrew scripture at all. Now, the New Testament may have taken Satan out of context in a later period because Satan had become paganized and reformed because the Jewish people had evolved new philosophies for being in oppression from under different rule of people like Greece and Persia and all these different places, right? So when it comes to Satan, right, like in the beginning of the book in the Garden of Eden, they want everybody to think that Satan was the serpent or the snake. That's a lie. If people go back to the root of the Hebrew scriptures, they will read or discover that the Book of Job and Adam and Eve are the oldest stories in the Hebrew canon, and mainly because they are Canaanite and Babylonian stories that were oral tradition before the Bible was composed in the Babylonian period, which was around 6th to 7th century BC, right? So knowing this, right, we know that if you're looking at the New Testament, which was written in the first century AD or around those periods, between it's a whole different time period. You see what I'm saying? They are under rulership damn near almost 500-600 years by a whole different group of people. So now the whole philosophy is changed because the Greeks and the people that these have influenced the Jews, when they write their stories now, they take on more of a Greek perspective on their religion, a Hellenism as they call it, right? So now if we look at the book of Job, Satan was never an evil or adversary of God or none of that. If we look in the story, he was basically like one of God's sons, and when he came before God, God asked him, "Hey, did you see my servant Job when he was down there?" Basically, like asking him, like, "Yeah, while you was roaming to and fro, did you see my servant Job down there? How faithful he is to me?" So Satan was like, "Hey, man, that's just people in general, man. If you give them everything they want and put that hedge around them, of course they're gonna stay loyal to you. Take it away from them. What you expect they're gonna do, man? They'll curse you in your face, right?" So God decided, "Hey, man, we're gonna put that to the test, or wager." See, these little things like this, right? Why I really try to tell people that you never should take the Bible literally, because they are moral stories that's trying to drive a point, and this point is about human loyalty, right? And actually, what Satan was doing was introducing a new perspective to God in the situation. Like God didn't already know this, but you get what I'm saying, right? They want the reader to catch this because the average person, Satan is right in this story because you see it in your own lives. That when you do great things for people and help them and look at it and be their shoulder or they crutch, they can be loyal to you. But as soon as you tell them no or tell them, "No, I ain't gonna do that," then they turn the enemy. So that's basically what the story is conveying. You know what I'm saying? Showing you human nature of loyalty. But people are gonna try to literalize that and make the Bible real, so the message over time literally get lost. Or they try to say that you can learn that from Job and what but it's not a literal event. None of that happened. Okay, second point. Book of Isaiah, when they mention Lucifer. Lucifer in that passage, if you read the context of the story, it is a parable type analogy, like written in poetic form, of talking about how the king of Tyre fell from grace. So they used the bright and morning star, which was probably the sun, how it rises up, and when sunset comes, it's like a person being at their highest peak, and then when they lose everything, it's like they lose their brightness. They dim. They not shining no more. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what the story is conveying to everybody. But people took the word Lucifer and turned it into the devil. And oh, how thou art fallen from heaven. They took that from the parable and turned it literal. And now you got a story in the New Testament about Satan getting kicked out of heaven. That ain't even in there. That ain't even in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? But some type of way, even the parable story of the woman clothed who gave birth to the nation of Israel in them, and Satan being against them, they some kind of way turned that story into Satan being kicked out of here. I'm like, bro, where do y'all get this outside philosophy from? Like, none of this is nowhere in this Bible. Okay, another time, right? They could, I guess, they could try to say Satan was working in something in the Old Testament when God sent the angel of the Lord to send the plagues on the Egyptians. I mean, how did somebody even take that as being Satan? I don't even know. But anyway, God used the angel of the Lord to bring plagues on the Egyptians who were oppressing the Hebrew people. And when they put the lamb's blood on the door, it protected them. So if you can't turn that to Satan either, because he obviously working as a vessel of God. So there there's no way, you know what I'm saying, that these people are trying to give y'all a literal devil account. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all where Satan really derived and came from.